Papalayo sa'yo, paalam na. Nalilito ako, wala na ba? Papalayo sa'yo, bahala na. Sinubukan ko naman na mag-DS, paulit-ulit lang.
Yeah, ang dami na masasakit na salita nang galing sa bibig. Ang dami sinasabi pero parang walang gusto makinig. Lagi na lang hassle pag-uwi, araw-araw away at bate. Di ko na malaman kung ano ba talaga. Sa katahimigan na naman nakakulong, di ba dapat gagawa ng solusyon? Hinayaan lumamig ang relasyon, sana pwede ibalik kung ano meron tayo no. Napuno na napapadala sa mindless, di pa pwede na pares tayong dalawa mali. Kung nabanta ang panahon na umalis, kung pwede lang walang masasaktan.
Hindi maamin sa akin damdamin mo, ako na lang magsasabing tapusin to. Manghihinayang na lang ba sa kwentong to? Di ko maintindihan. Papalayo sa'yo, paalam na. Nalilito ako, wala na ba? Papalayo sa'yo, bahala na. Sinubukan ko naman na mag-DS, paulit-ulit lang. Huwag ka nang umasang babalik, baka matuloy ang masira ng bait. Dibdib ko puno ng galit at sama ng loob. Hindi ko na kayang gumabit at yun ang malambot. Di ko naman guess yung trip mo, kala mo di mabibisto, kaso lang alisto, siguradong mamimiss mo. Pero ang problema tayong dalawa rin mismo. Ilang ulit mo na din ako nasaktan. Di ko rin alam kung bakit nagaganyan. Di ko na alam kung saan ba ito papunta.
Hindi maamin sa akin damdamin mo, ako na lang magsasabing tapusin to. Manghihinayang na lang ba sa kwentong to? Di ko maintindihan.
Papalayo sa'yo, paalam na. Nalilito ako, wala na ba? Papalayo sa'yo, bahala na. Sinubukan ko naman na mag-DS, paulit-ulit lang. Papalayo na sa'yo, papalayo na sa'yo. Di ko maintindihan.
Hello, guys. I wanted to do some mood music before we started today. This is one of those songs on that playlist I was talking about last time, the Drive to School playlist. I get all ready to go for class. Okay. How's everybody doing today? So we're gonna start with the Casual Chuck series that's going through each guy individually. Um, and ooh, I do not like being that big, Lord. Please ignore my messy desk, guys. I had school today. I'm wondering who to start with, though. Like, who should we start with? Which guy should we begin with? So let's find it first. Hope everyone's having a good day. Happy, I think it's Saturday morning there, right? So good morning. Or if you're my fellow 18 in the US, hope you're having a good Friday night. Though, can it be that good if you're hanging out with me? I guess it can. We're watching SB19, right? Okay. So let's go to Mr. Chuck's channel. coolest guy ever. I don't know him personally, obviously, but if you can send him my name and just tell him that I think he's amazing. His videos are awesome. Um, oh, wait.
Where'd this come from?
Back.
The pantry.
It was this one. When nobody understands, right? Yeah. So it goes through all of them. Okay. So we're going to start with Ken.
Sino ang pinaka-spoiled sa grupo?
Ito Sino ang makakalimutan? Hindi mong patapos na, nagkamali pa siya. Bakit na namin Ken? Bakit si Ken? Bakit si Ken?
Please stop it.
Ken is, in my opinion, the most successful idol in P-pop history. Most fans see him as someone who's living the life most of us can only dream of. But in reality, there's a lot more going on behind all the glitz and glamour. So in today's video, we will reveal the challenges he had to go through just to get where he is today. From being a scrawny kid who only ate instant noodles on his birthdays to becoming the CEO of his own company. I know, Ken's story is like a definition of rags to riches. And the haters are not having it. He quickly became one of the most polarizing figures in the P-pop industry. But before we talk about all that, let's talk about his humble beginnings because it's straight up inspiring. It all started in Pagadian, Zamboanga del Sur. This is the countryside where Felipe John Suson was raised. His mom wanted to name him Kenji, but his grandpa Felipe insisted to name him Philip. He was the youngest member of a family that barely had anything financially. They were very poor that instead of a cake on his birthday, all he gets is a plate of instant noodles. Life was so hard that having fried chicken was heaven for him, so it quickly became his all-time favorite. Because of this, both of his parents had to go overseas to find better paying jobs to support the education of Ken and his older sister. He had to be taken under the care of his grandparents. He then grew up in a church and his grandpa was the pastor. He was just a scrawny kid who likes mathematics and discovered drawing as his first talent. So he went on to become an editorial cartoonist in school. Family gatherings in the Philippines always require a karaoke machine. And Kent's extended family wasn't a stranger to that. He used to hide during these occasions because he was always asked to sing. I was told by some sources that Ken had a very good singing voice as a kid but lost his confidence when puberty hit because it gave him an ultra deep voice which turned out to become one of his greatest assets in the future because of the dude named Pablo.
I never thought na may mga tao talaga makapag-appreciate ng voice ko. Kasi hindi ako ganoon ka confident sa voice ko kasi yung range ko mababa lang tapos malalim yung boses ko. Ngayon, parang naging na-appreciate ko na yung boses ko dahil may mga tao na ka-appreciate. Nice.
Anyway, his newfound love for music got him to learn his first musical instrument without anyone teaching him. So he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist but later fixed it as he learned more. He was also active in sports, representing his school in regional tournaments. He played some table tennis and sepak takraw as a spiker. For those who don't know, this position requires exceptional skills to perform explosive jumps to block and spike the ball. The teacher saw this as a potential that can translate into good dance.
Guys, what game is that? What sport are they playing in that clip? I've never seen that before. It's like that was like volleyball with your feet. Is that a Philippines thing? Oh no. YouTube, how rude. It might be because I'm using like a third party thing to go live. I don't know. I'm going to once I get my like complicated bougie setup, I'll be going live like on YouTube itself, like through their platform. But for now, because I'm using the webcam and everything, I'm using StreamYard over there. So maybe because it's StreamYard, it doesn't notify. Lame. Sorry about that though. Okay, what's this? But good morning to you. Yep, it's Sepak Takra. Did I say that right? Um, I think it originated in Indonesia. No, Malaysia. Okay. I have a friend, one of my best friends from growing up. She is half African American, half Malaysian. She's like the most beautiful human being I've ever seen on the planet. It's almost obnoxious how pretty she is. I'm like a mess today. I am so tired. This was such a long week of school, guys. I'm losing. Yo, real talk right now before we dive into Ken here. Um, I'm struggle busing through school and I lost a nail. Um, this has been a hard week for me. This has definitely been like I had quizzes. I have a couple weeks until the midterms. I've been just like lots of reading, lots of testing, just a lot of extra stuff and like money stress and stuff like that. It's just like there's so much. Like my school is like an hour drive from me. So I'm doing like a ton of mileage and gas on my car. Like it's just like a lot. And the past like week I've just been like I don't know, having like that crisis, like, is this really what I want to do? Like, I don't know. Like, and I don't know if it's just like typical law school stress or if maybe this isn't actually for me. Like, I don't know. It's hard to tell, right? Like, especially when you're in the thick of it. So I'm trying to keep pushing on because I am good at it. Like, I take the quizzes and I get like uh, 80 to 100%. So like I obviously understand it, but I guess like I'm my own worst enemy, so maybe I'm just overthinking it all, but I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so that um I had to vent. You guys are my friends. I gotta tell you, I'm struggling. Um Sepak Takraw looks insane. There's no way I could ever play that. That was like soccer volleyball, or I guess depending on what part of the world you're from, football, uh, volleyball. In America, we call it soccer, where we had to be special, name it something else. But okay, we'll go back to Ken. Enough about me complaining.
Dancing, so he was offered to join the dance club for better grades. He was hesitant at first, but when he tried, you'll know what happened next. Watching his early clips feels like he was born to dance. He was even hired by his school to choreograph some dance routines. He then moved to Cagayan de Oro to study architecture in college. He became a member of the dance crews called Excite, GA7, and Amigo 7. These last two crews were so good, in fact, Ken had a crewmate named Joshua who went on to become a member of a successful international idol group in the future called Z-Boys. They were beating everybody in the countryside, so there was no point in competing there anymore. It was time
You've got the magic touch.
for the big leagues. They got invited to join major K-pop dance competitions, and this was the first time when Ken met other SB19 would-be members. Not as brothers, but as enemies. In one particular contest, Josh and Stel's crew defeated Ken's because they already had a GOAT status in the industry at the time. Ken accepted defeat gracefully and even asked to be trained by Josh, which actually surprised him because he thought Ken was a show-off.
Kinausap niya po ako eh. Sabi niya sa akin, Idol, Josh. Idol Josh. Ganun po tawag niya sa akin yun. Idol Josh. Pasali naman ako sa ano nyo. Pa-training naman ako sa grupo nyo. Kahit sa gilid lang ako.
But because of their distance, the training together never happened. Ken then went home to continue his studies. Fast forward to 2017, he received a message from Josh. It was an invite to audition for the 5th member spot of SB19. But there's one problem. Ken had no money, so Josh was like, no problem, I'll take care of it. Ken then told his grandma about stopping school to pursue it, and she was very hesitant because she thought it was a scam, and his parents overseas would have automatically said no. But Ken was so close to his grandma that he managed to convince her to go in secret. So our country boy took off to pursue his dreams. He had nothing with him except his phone, his clothes, and a 1,500 peso pocket money. This time when he arrived at the airport, there was no crew. It was all him. So imagine how that must have felt. Anyway, he took a taxi to SBT Talent Camp, and of course, the driver scammed him. He had to pay 600 pesos for a supposedly 150 peso trip. What a ripoff. Anyway, he finally met Josh and the boys and started training with them for a year while crashing into a distant relative's house to rest up. He slept on the floor, not with a comforter, but a banig. Because if he didn't, he would be homeless. Ken had no salary when he was still training, so he moonlighted as a small-time model to survive, which is an experience that would play a big role in his future. The dude was literally fighting for his dreams every single day. So here comes 2018 when they finally debuted, and though it was a rocky start, they gradually progressed to become the greatest P-pop group God has ever created. If you want to know more about their story as a group, check out the SB19 story series I made, linked down in the description. You can also join the highest tier of our channel's membership if you're interested to be credited as one of the executive producers. So how did Ken become the most polarizing P-pop idol? Like, how is he either
Remind me at the end of this. I want to see how much that'll be. I can't afford to do it until next week when I get paid, but I would love to be a Casual Chuck supporter. I got to figure out how much the currency would be in American. Allow me to pep talk you. You're strong. You'll get through it. Hope it helps. Thank you so much. It did help. I need that. I'm trying my bestest. I am a first generation student, a first generation college graduate, first generation law student. Like I am the guinea pig. So um I don't really have anyone, family or friends that have ever been through this. So it's like some days are better than others. But yeah, remind me at the end. I want to do a conversion and see because I would love to support Cat.
obsessively loved by fans or obsessively hated by bashers? Well, he has this persona of a badass dude who doesn't give a shit. And if you combine that with one of the many accusations thrown at him, then they got themselves a new P-pop villain in the making. But there's one thing in common between all those issues. They lack evidence. There are a few exceptions though, but you can't say a person is arrogant just because he looks cool and badass. The dude is even a softie. He tends to cry in interviews and emotional moments. His awkwardness as a kid is still there, and this TikTok clip says it all.
Me and you and you and me, just us and your friend Steve. Do 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 Steve. 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 Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve.
Also, you can't just call a person lazy just because you've seen a few clips of him sleeping. I mean, isn't it a result of him working too hard? Being an idol and running your own clothing company at the same time is no joke. The dude only used to draw this aspiration, but now he made it happen. He managed to build a company that sold out merch in just minutes. It's insane. It's even rumored that his company is now worth more than $1 million. Whether it's true or not, it put an even bigger target on his back. And haters started coming up with even more ridiculous claims, like accusing him of copying two K-pop music videos just because they have a similar vibe. This was easily debunked though. If you want to check it out, I made a video about it, link down in the description. His main dancer position got also heavily criticized because of one single clip of him messing up on live TV. It was unfair in my opinion because Ken has always been consistent in his dance performances, yet the haters suddenly forgot about how good he really is. Ken never fired back. Or did he?
Haters on the way. Nagtatago kapag sa likod ng dami ang kampapre. Huwag mo mahiya, bas ka na sa linggo. Patingin naman na sa pagbabago, maghihilip pagbabago.
So why does the poultry still exist and are still growing in numbers after all the bashing? Well, it's because he doesn't only have the alluring personality, but he also has the capability to back it up. Scratch that. Capabilities.
I looked a lot different. I started my degree in 1986.
What's crazy about Ken is that he has already shown us enough talent like his exceptional dancing and singing that is enough to fulfill a main vocal role.
Saan darating mga salita na nanggagaling sa aming dalawa? Kung umisan ka, wag naman sana ika'y gumamit na, di makawala. Aking sinta, ikaw ang dahanan at mundo.
Yet he still has a lot of secrets. I'm telling you, man, this guy is a living anime character. Have you heard of an idol who is also a CEO? A dancer who is known for his aerial flips but never tells us that he can also breakdance. A singer who writes and co-produces his own songs. A musician that plays guitar, keyboard, drums, and can even beatbox. A fashion influencer. A man who plays sports like basketball, billiards, volleyball, badminton, table tennis, boxing, and sepak takraw with decent proficiency. A skater boy, an artist, a philanthropist, and most especially, a man of faith. I initially thought that the Superior Sound brand was all about him, but I was quickly proven wrong when I found this Bible verse underneath his Bulan CD, Hebrews 1:5-14. The entire passage is lengthy, but it all boils down to Christ being the superior of all beings. I mean, all of us have different religions, some don't even have one, but I just respect people like him who stand firm behind their beliefs. As of today, Ken has established himself as an arguably the most successful P-pop idol and the richest among his co-members. And it's just the beginning. They're still on their way to introducing Filipino music to the world through the US as of the making of this video. And his group SB19 is the first one to ever do it. So what have we learned about Ken's story? For me, it was his persistence and willingness to take risks. Have you ever noticed that sometimes it's your loved ones that said no to your aspirations? Because, they care about you. They don't want you to fail and all that. Do you know how many people have had visions, ideas, and huge career moves that they were about to do, but they allowed the word no to stop them? For all I know, you might be one of those people. The difference with Ken is that he never gave the power to the word no. It was his own grandma who tried to stop him, but he continued. Yes, haters exist, but he didn't reject his own ideas just because they rejected his ideas. Haters hate because they feel small when your ideas start turning into reality. He once said in an interview that success is the best revenge, so he stopped killing them with kindness. To this day, Ken has been torturing them with success.
Okay, so we got Ken done, right? No, no one's pressuring me other than myself. I hold myself to a sometimes obnoxiously unrealistic standard. I am my own worst enemy. I do it mostly 100% to myself. Um, I'm very stubborn and I don't like to give up on things, and I will fight to the death. So, um, right now, I'm just kind of shaking it as like, first year jitters. It's just, I'm just gonna chalk it up to this is what happens to everybody. So, we'll see in a couple of months. I'll let you guys know. We'll see when I get my midterm grades back. All right. So, what did we think about Ken? Is there anything that he left out that you guys know about when it comes to Ken? Um, I know I heard from somebody on one of the comments of one of my videos that like he's now moved his parents in with him. So like his parents live with him now. They're no longer in Malaysia or whatever. And his grandparents unfortunately passed away. Um, and then I know I've seen like reels of like his sister got married and he walked her down the aisle or did the first dance with her or something. It was a cute video. I don't remember exactly what happened. But yeah, those are very good qualities to have as a lover. Thank you. I'm I'm etching along, guys. Yeah, it's a lot. But having you here helps. Okay. So next we are doing who's next? We're doing Pablo next.
Life insurance.
Or John
Personalized for you.
Nas. Is it Nasi or just Nas? Yeah, his grandparents passed on the same year, same date, but different months. That sucks. I've been there actually. All three of my grandfathers died within a year of each other. One died in February 2019, one died in September 2019, and one died in February of 2020. So I have no more grandfathers left. So I feel that that can be rough, especially when it's back to back. But like with like both grandparents like that, like grandma and grandpa, I feel like in my mind I would try and convince myself like okay, they're together. Like true love stayed together type thing. I'm a sappy romantic, but nah say. Okay. He slept in the middle of his grandparents till high school, so it was a very, very hard year for him. Yeah, I can imagine. Like when you pretty much were raised by the grandparents and then they pass, no matter like even when you're semi prepared for it, like nothing really prepares you for it until it actually happens. And it's it's life, but it's an unfortunate part of life, especially like they didn't get to see him at this level of success. They got to see the struggle to get there, but they never got to really truly see him at the peak and see how much his hard work really did end up paying off. So I know that's gotta be hard for him, poor guy. All right. I'm excited to hear Pablo's story because Pablo is a lyrical genius and I'm excited to hear what goes into a backstory of someone like that. So let's watch Pablo.
It's okay to make mistakes, but don't.
Sino ang pinakamatagal mag-ayos?
Ay! Let's go! Hindi ko po hindi ako.
I did unspeakable things talaga.
Everybody would love a taste of Pablo's life, having his own family business and the utmost respect from his co-members and fans. Pablo's life seems perfect, yet the truth is completely different. Not too long ago, he has been put in the shadows even though his role with SB19 is supposed to be significant. There were moments that his work wasn't even acknowledged. He is also seen as a member who has the strongest personality, which most people don't understand. But I'm telling you, Pablo's story is a revelation because it proves otherwise, and you're about to hear it. So sit back and enjoy because it's going to be a heck of a ride. Gian Paolo Nase was born and raised in Imus, Cavite. He's the second-born child along with 2 sisters and 2 brothers. Their mom took care of them while their dad provided for them financially from overseas. Pablo grew up as a shy kid who tends to space out, and because of that, he sometimes wandered off of their pack when they were outside. There was a time when their family was in the mall and he suddenly went missing. They panicked for a little bit, only to find him urinating on a plant in the corner. There was also another time when he fell into the canal. Pablo's childhood was never boring because he was surrounded by a loving family. As a teenager, Pablo was very active in sports. In fact, he made it to his high school's varsity basketball team playing the point guard position. Behind the scenes, his passion for music got ignited when he found the hip-hop artists like Eminem, Glock 9, G-Dragon, Looney, and NF. This is when he started writing songs in secret as an outlet for his emotions. He kept the dream of performing to himself because of his shy attitude. Most families in the Philippines believe that going overseas will set you up for life, and Pablo's family wasn't a stranger to that. He initially took up accountancy in college because the job was in demand abroad, but he immediately regretted it and felt that the course wasn't for him. He loved writing songs and wanted to get better at it, so he decided to shift his course to a Bachelor of Arts in English. This is when he started learning about poetry and different types of literature, which definitely played a big role in the future. In his senior year, his younger siblings started going to college as well, and their family's income was no longer enough to keep them all in school. So he started working as a call center agent at night while studying in the morning. He worked a full 9-hour shift and also full-time in school. Honestly, I couldn't imagine how he survived all that, but he did. He got his bachelor's degree in English, and according to some sources, if only he wasn't a shifter, he would have graduated cum laude. He's a smart dude for sure and also a responsible one. He was so responsible that after graduating, he immediately went to work as a data analyst for a real estate company to help provide for his family.
Revive your courage.
It was a stressful job, but he was able to cope by watching his favorite K-dramas. From then on, everything was smooth sailing, until the big what if started bothering him. Deep inside, he had this unfinished business of making music. So one day, he decided to follow his passion while keeping his full-time job. He started joining rap battles and competitions as a soloist. He initially wanted to use Seismic as his screen name, which has a double entendre for seismic. But he never managed to share it because he is a shy dude, so he always ended up telling his real name instead. To this day, that screen name remained to be in Pablo's username on his social media accounts. If you want to know more about the meaning of it, check out the video I made about it. Link in the description. You can also join the highest tier membership if you want to support me and also be credited as one of the executive producers. Going back, Pablo kept competing despite not winning until one fateful night when Miss Hongganda of Show BT found him in a contest. She offered to train him as a solo artist but ended up becoming the leader of the boy group that would end up rewriting Filipino music history. They underwent a Korean training style that is notorious for pushing trainees to their absolute limits. Pablo reached a point that it became too difficult for him that he had to choose between his job and the training. Realizing that he was only half step in, he decided to go all in by quitting his job. He told his mom about it, and as expected, his decision was questioned. But she didn't stop him from chasing his dreams. With his job gone comes no income. Life became so hard for Pablo that he had to skip meals and sleep in their camp just to extend his remaining money for commuting back home every few days because his home was miles away. In order to survive, he performed in different Korean events with his group called PHP, which was also composed of other ShowBT trainees. This went on for 3 years. Fast forward to 2018, SB19 was formed and they debuted with a song called Tila Luha, which was written by none other than Pablo. This was a song that was supposed to capture the hearts of the Filipino people, but sadly, barely anyone cared about it. The same thing happened to their second single, Go Up. This was supposed to be the time when he could tell his parents that he has finally made it, but instead, it became the reason why he started to question himself. This was a major blow to his confidence, so he shut himself off from the public and did some quote-unquote unspeakable things. If it wasn't for George and Pablo's faith in God, he wouldn't be here today. This was also around the time when he wrote the song La Luna, which exactly described the situation he was in. It's so wild knowing that his recent song actually came from several years back, and there's no telling how many he's already done because he describes himself as someone who always writes music. When the Go Up dance practice video was uploaded, their popularity snowballed. A follow-up song was released called Alab, which was also written by him, but the fans noticed that something was wrong. Pablo's name was nowhere to be found in the credits, and when the movie Game Boys was released, SB19's Hanggang sa Huli was the original soundtrack, and it happened again. Twitter fans went ballistic, and there was even a movement that encouraged everyone to mass email ShowBT just to give him the credit he deserved. Thankfully, it was heard. If it wasn't for 18, maybe Pablo wouldn't have gotten the music royalties he has now. So what exactly is it that people don't understand about Pablo? Most people would say it's his sassy attitude, but I beg to disagree. We learned in his story that he's arguably the most introverted person in this group, and Stel perfectly described it in this clip.
Nung una, ang weird niya po, nagsasalita mag-isa, parang bigla na lang siya nagagano. Isang tabi po, nakatayo siya sa gilid. Tapos may training kami, tapos biglang gagano. Tapos biglang gagano. Gagano po siya sa gilid. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa na? Nagre-ritual ba ito sa gilid?
Some fans and even him also think that he's the worst dancer among them, but his co-members think otherwise.
I'm really bad at memorizing steps. Yeah, I'm really, really bad. So I take extra time.
But you're a good dancer.
Really?
Yeah.
He doesn't even tell us that he can backflip. He's also a gamer. He even used his favorite video game character as an inspiration for one of his songs. Talk about a game changer. Most people think he's a poet, but he describes himself more as a bard who tells his stories through his music. Music that transcends generations and is backed up by recognition.
The winner of this season of the Juki Music Awards is Pablo. Congratulations.
Wow, Pablo.
The winner of the Composer of the Year award goes to John Paulo Nasser. Congratulations.
He can sing, he can rap, he can shoot, he can pop, he can play, he can snap, he can flip, and he can't stop. Pablo's mind is a race, and he's always 5 steps ahead of us. He does what he does because he strives for perfection, which brings us to the most misunderstood thing about him, his reputation as a genius. Sometimes it makes me wonder, why does Pablo keep on asking this question?
Why us? Why are we here right now?
The answer for me is the lesson I learned from his story. I learned that the person performs better when there's no safety net. He had no plan B. Pablo gave up everything and decided to go all in by focusing on getting better at his craft. He believed that failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So he made the world his library to become the best version of himself and became the guy who worked while others slept, the guy who learned while others partied, the guy who led while others followed, the guy who lived like others only dreamed of. A leader has the capacity to translate vision into reality. And that's the answer the Pablo's Why.
I was jamming out to that exit music. Okay. All right, everyone's still hanging in there. Um, Pablo is the typical genius for me because like most of the smartest people like never know that they're smart, you know? It's just his music, his writing style is so it's I don't even know the right word for it, honestly. It's just you can feel exactly what he's trying to convey. You can feel what he felt when he was writing it. Um, being a leader of a group wasn't in his expectations at all. He was initially told by Show BT that he was going to debut as a soloist. Wow, I mean, obviously he did that solo album and he's great at it, but I really think there are people who are just destined leaders, and even when they don't plan to be, it just kind of happens, right? Like you just have there's a personality for it, and his talent with producing, songwriting. It's just like when you have those type of abilities and you're able to like be the calm presence that keeps everybody kind of together, it's just excuse me, you just kind of fall into it. And um let me see. Have you listened to his 2 albums? I've listened to a couple songs. So, like I was talking about with the last stream where I stumbled upon Josh's, Lost and Found album that I've now had on replay, when I'm driving to school every day, I have that album just on repeat. But what Apple Music or whatever will do is, like, after the album's over, it'll start playing random songs that are similar. So it'll start playing songs from some of the different guys' solo albums. Um, and I really, really like what was it was Butata. I don't am I saying that? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I get so hyped when that song is going, like Butata. That I love that song. And then um it was like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, I think the name of the song is, or something like that. Is a really good song also. His Alon album is best experience in chronological order. So, like, first song to last song all the way through. I'll have to I'll have to make sure to do that. I do that to Josh's album too. Yes, Butata. That that's a hype song. That's like a going to the gym. Okay. So, next, who do we have next? We have Mr. Stelvester. I love Stel. Stel, the little bit that I already know about him always makes me so sad because like I know he's been bullied and gotten a lot of hate for his appearance, and it just drives me nuts because either Stel now, but even Stel in the very beginning of the band, I thought was ridiculously handsome, and then obviously super talented and a super good dancer. Like there was absolutely nothing wrong with Stel before. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with him now. I just I hope that he made the changes into himself, that for himself, not because like people were being jerks online, but I know that's really hard. Like I even do it to myself sometimes. Like, oh, I've had a couple kids, so I'm like, I want to get a tummy tuck and stuff like because I don't like the way my stomach looks in shirts. And like, you can be your own worst enemy. So I just It makes me sad sometimes when I hear that people have bullied him. Drowning in the Water was written when he was 14. Lord. 14, I was fangirling over this British band named McFly. If you don't know who they are, look them up. They're on YouTube. I think they still occasionally make music now. I'm still very upset that they never came to the US. So SB19 has one up on them. Um, but I was like absolutely obsessed with them when I was a kid. And my dog in the background. TBWCF. Is that the name of the song or is that like an acronym? But yeah, so we're gonna get into Stell's story. Stell's story just it just makes me sad because he's so ridiculously handsome and talented, and I just hate that anyone ever made him feel less than that. Like people are just such jerks, especially online. Oh, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Yeah, I love that song. That's one of the ones that comes up on my playlist a lot when I'm driving. Such a nice song. 14, got it. When I was 14. God, I wasn't even thinking about being that deep at 14. Not deep enough to write a song. Goodness. Yeah, hitting a pill already before the surgery. Yeah. And I just hope that he did it for the right reasons. It just like it hurts your heart when you think that someone changed themselves because other people thought that they weren't good enough. Like if you want to do something for yourself to make yourself feel better, I'm all for it. But like I just hate other people making you feel like you're not good enough. Cuz I just think that's so frustrating and it's so, I grew up in West Hollywood and it's so prevalent in any type of entertainment industry, whether it's in Korea, whether it's in the Philippines, whether it's in the US, like they all have this, entertainers are the beautiful people, right? Like they can't have a flaw. And it's just so unrealistic and obnoxious sometimes. I'm like, ugh, okay, let's get into, I'll stop talking for a second. Let's hear Mr. Stelvester's story.
The all-new Dick's House of Sport, a new destination for sport, right here in Dallas.
Hoy, malapit na graduation namin. Eh di hoy, congrats!
Stel, ala, nag-send ka ng stars na tatlo.
Kaya nga ako nagtatrabaho sa SB19 kasi kailangan ko din eh.
Kasi pumunta ako doon, kumbaga, para ipakita ko ng skill ko. Pero yun talaga pa rin yung napapansin ng mga tao.
A lot of people dream about the perfect lifestyle house, full of love, talent, and people who support him unconditionally. Stel's life seems flawless, but behind it is a different reality. For years, Stel's talent seems to have been ignored, and some haters even resort to seeing him as the group's visual whole. So in today's video, it's his time to shine because he obviously and rightfully so deserves it.
What?
Stelvester Ajero's adventure started in Las Piñas City, Philippines. Aside from singing, Stel's parents also loved watching classic Hollywood action movies, so he was named after Sylvester Stallone. He's the eldest child among 3 siblings. Stel has been dancing ever since he was a kid because his parents used to ask him to dance in front of their relatives at family gatherings. Stel grew up as a happy and playful kid. In fact, he was very good in children's games such as Habulantaya, Tagu-Taguan, Takyan, and even basketball. There was a time when he was playing basketball with Ivan, his younger brother, and he did a nasty crossover that sent his brother disoriented into a parked car, giving him a big lump on his forehead. And you might not believe this, but Stell has a grandma who can see ghosts and even revealed that she used to see a headless child figure in their restroom. There was also an instance when Stell got possessed by a paranormal entity, which led to him having a fear of ghosts since then. Stell had his high school days at St. Mark's Institute and he was very active as a student. He had multiple extracurricular activities like joining the school choir as the only male soprano and also joining the dance sports club performing ballroom dance and even Filipino folk dance, which explains why he performs tinikling so effortlessly. In his second year, he joined a hip-hop dance club called Campus Image Revolt, and this was when he started winning. They won the Sketcher Street Dance Battle Year 3 and also became a finalist the next year after. This was Stell at 13 years old. And he was already this good? Sheesh! After high school, he studied college in STI Makati for a degree in hotel and restaurant management. This was when he enhanced his talent in cooking and baking. Yup, he can do that too. As expected, he kept dancing in college. Some of his crewmates from Las Piñas even followed him there. Just check out this cool tryout clip. Some people had no idea how good Stell already was. I think he was with Jello of Yara here if I'm not mistaken. People were teasing him at first, but when they started dancing, they went speechless. See for yourself.
1, 2, 3. Nice, Stell! Nice one, Stell!
Wala, di mo na alam sa
Yo, Stell can even breakdance? Sheesh, guys. After that, he went on to become a part of STI Makati's dance image and won the national championship in 2011. And you know what's crazy? He did all that while working at McDonald's and teaching dance to kids with special needs, which is a clear testament of Stell's sincere love and patience for kids. But with many great deeds comes a heavy price. Stell's body took a toll as he had been overworking himself, resulting in yearly developing acute pulmonary edema. Almost all of his extra money he made went straight to his hospital bills. Stell had to stop everything he was doing in order to recover, and his aunt offered to fly him to Japan to become a babysitter for his younger relatives. He stayed there for 6 months, which explains why he can speak Nihongo.
Hasta gakko ga arimasu ka? No, nai.
This brings us to another crazy story.
Looks like trouble in paradise as the hottest festival of the year has flamed out.
You wanted to attend the music festival.
Stell's aunt had a rich Japanese friend who took a liking to Stell's overall personality and attempted to arrange a marriage with him. This friend had big businesses and was already set up for life. So if Stell said yes, it would have been a good decision. But instead, Stell said no and chose to go back to the Philippines instead to chase his dreams. He met his former crewmates again and then later formed Seon. Because of their experience and winning mentality, they immediately found success by winning multiple local dance competitions. They competed in every dance contest they knew and won most of them. And because of that, they started gaining fans. One of those fans was Josh. It's actually quite obvious just looking at his past tweets. Stell's performances sparked Josh's passion for dancing, so he started training himself and eventually was taken under Stell's wings. Josh was technically older than Stell, but he saw him as his big bro because he knew for a fact that there's a lot to learn from him. Fast forward to late 2013, they became official co-members and went on to win multiple international titles. One of their biggest breaks was at K-pop festival in Incheon in 2014. Their whole stay and the competition itself was televised, and I'm telling you, there were moments that straight up just proved how much of a monster Stell already was. One part of the show was the mentoring session where renowned Korean choreographers would judge their dance routine.
파워풀한 조적이 돋보이는 필리핀 방탄소년단 커버댄스 팀.
And Stell's group was the only one that impressed them.
너무 잘한다고 생각했는데 표정에서 힘이 든 게 너무 드러나는 거예요. 유지하는 게 중요할 것 같고 초반에 이렇게 하는 부분 있잖아요. 딱딱하게 잡는 것 말고 부드럽게 해야 하는 부분에서 조금 더 부드러운 느낌을 살려야 될 것 같아요. 그거를 염두를 해가지고 연습을 하면은 봤을 때 더 좋은 무대가 될 것 같아요.
It gets crazier when they played the dance relay game with the K-pop group Fiestar. Do you know what Stell did? He single-handedly and accurately danced each random K-pop song that were given to him. Just take a look at their reaction.
완벽한 안무 재현에 강한 힌트가 될 포인트 안무까지 듣자마자 어깨를 들썩이게 한 그야말로 에이스 B팀의 최고 에이스 팀원. 이번에도 정확한 안무를 보여줍니다.
They couldn't believe it. We pretty much witnessed his visual, auditory, and kinesthetic memory being already on a different level, even at the earlier stages of his career. Fast forward to the final show, Stell and Josh killed it and won it all. Stell was asked what his dream was, and here's what he said.
My dream is to dance with my favorite idol, 방탄소년단.
Later that night, that dream came true. It's so crazy how powerful a person's will could be to the point that he can make things happen. So after that, Seon kept competing locally and eventually crossed paths with the other would-be SB19 members. Not as friends, but as competitors. Show BT then held an audition which led to forming the greatest P-pop group ever assembled in the history of Filipino music. Their start was not smooth sailing. In fact, there was a point when all of the other members quit and it was only Stell who remained. He kept training despite what happened and Justin joined him from time to time while studying. This went on for weeks until the other members decided to come back. If you want to know more about their story as a group, check out the SB19 story series I made, linked down in the description. You can also join the highest tier membership of the channel because not only you are credited as an executive producer, but you're also helping the channel and producing stories that deserve to be heard, just like SB19 stories, for example. So having all those positive things said about Stell, why does he still have haters? What is it that people don't understand about him? For me, it's simple. They're just jealous. These people choose not to attack him on his talent because they're obviously no match against it. Just take a look at this clip. So instead, they attack him on his physical appearance.
I'll be honest, only Joe Cantian have passable visuals. Most casual viewers would react the same way too. I'd suggest plastic surgery. Why not? It's 2020.
Stell couldn't help but respond to it. And his reply...
Revive your courage.
Hey, this is Cole, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Spicy Pretzel Cheddar Club is the spicy filet with the pretzel bun.
Broke my heart. Hello, I'll also be honest. I know I'm not handsome, I admit it. But as I've always said, I'm here to show my talent. If I didn't pass in your eyes, it's okay, as long as my teacher passed me. good morning, and have a nice day. The comment of the fan didn't make sense at all. I mean, is this not passable for her? Come on, man. Not only is Stell beautiful outside, but also in the inside. He even inspires every people around him, and Josh is the living proof of that.
Hi, Steph. Happy birthday. Honestly, hindi ko alam saan mag-start. Pero, nakita ko lahat ng paghihirap mo ever since from the start. Simula na nakita kita, pina-idolize na kita. Ikaw yung nagbigay sa akin ng inspiration para maging performer. Kasi, kung wala namang sa'yo, walang Stell. Diba? Hindi ako makakarating dito kung nasaan ko ngayon. Nung una ko kayo nakita, super na-amaze talaga ako tulad ng paulit-ulit ko sinasabi. At hanggang ngayon, ikaw pa rin yung na-idolize ko. Feeling ko, yung talent ko talaga pang work class talaga. Walang wala. Ang hirap sabihin ng word, pero talagang, alam mo yun, hindi basta-basta mapapantayan. Alam ko, tiwala ako sa'yo. Kaya nga, kahit saan, I mean, diba? kahit anong klase ng performances, alam mo, kaya natin, kaya mo. Dahil, ganun ako tiwala sa'yo. Ayun, I hope you enjoy your day. Sana matupad pa natin yung mga pangarap natin. Marami pa tayong pagdadaanan at marami tayong pinagdadaanan as of now. Pero alam ko na pagsama-sama tayo, magiging okay din lahat. Kakayanan natin lahat. Ngayon, still, happy birthday. Wishing you all the best. You deserve all the love.
At this point, you probably already realized that Stell is an ultimate husbando. Imagine yourself waking up in the morning with him serving breakfast. Breakfast made by a man who can cook and bake. Someone who can sing you to sleep using his heavenly voice or take you on the dance floor. A guy who can teach you how to breakdance or conduct voice lessons for you. An actor, a choreographer, a singer, a rapper, a natural comedian, someone who can easily do them impromptu. Yes, I mean freestyle. A God-fearing person, and a philanthropist. Sometimes it makes me think, Stell must have been outside when God summoned the rain that grants unlimited talent, because that's exactly how most people would describe him. But you know what? I actually don't believe that. Because of his story, I learned that Stell worked hard for everything he has achieved today. There was a point in the story when he was already a winner, and all he gotta do was to get married. But instead, he decided to love himself enough to want better, decide better, seek better, and move in the direction of something better. He decided to ask himself, what is the next level of me? Am I done evolving? The things he accomplished were already in the past. They were over. He realized that he can't get points today for the things he's done yesterday. He started living while making a statement every day. He wanted to become the things that he sees. He had problems with his education, but he never complained and instead put in the work. He became selfless. He's now living his life with a sense of purpose, and he wants to make a difference in everybody's life and everybody he comes in contact with. Simply put, he refuses to be another man who lives his life with no significance. This brings us to his favorite praise. Be your own reason to smile.
Ah. All right. But I'm really glad he's more confident now, and he's now able to be himself more compared to the past. in one of the interviews, he said that if SB19 didn't push through, he sees himself as a chef. Oh, I could see that. He's definitely got the vibe for it, and obviously the talent. And I would eat at his restaurant. It'd be nice if you could also watch their Time First podcast next time. At least the ones that are about each member. The subtitled ones are uploaded for free in Patreon. The SB19 has a Patreon? I didn't even know that. Someone dropped the link to the Patreon. Now he still gets bashing for undergoing surgery. I know. You can never make everyone happy. That's just it's what it is. You're never going to be able to do it. It's like, what are you going to do, you know? I like your point. Like, I'm glad that he can be more of himself and feel a little bit more confident and be able to strut his stuff a little bit more. But like, at the end of the day, just always do it for the right reasons. Do it for you, because you can't love anybody else until you love yourself. And it's just one of those things. Yeah, but I'm happy. I'm happy that he's happy. As long as he's happy with him, that is all that matters, right? I am so mad that people made fun of him though, because he was handsome. Like, I just don't get it. It's really admirable how he didn't give up and settled for less. Yeah, I mean, not marrying the rich lady. I don't know a lot of people that would have taken that option. I think it's kind of cute though. Like, he wants real love. He wants real success. He wants real things. He doesn't want it to just like be handed to him or just be something, to do. He wants genuine connection and to earn everything that he has. And that's insanely respectable. Oh, the ones in Patreon are from a fan. Okay, what's the name of the fan? So I can look it up. And I'll watch them on the next one. I think I'm going to do one more and then we'll finish off next weekend with the last one, and then we can start the first time podcast, because that's the podcast they're doing right now, right? While they're doing this the Simula at Waka store. Because I think I've seen the thumbnails for it. I also want to do I promised to do the Sally Bali videos. So, you know what? Let's do a couple Sally Bali videos, and then next week we'll finish off the two Casual Chuck videos, because I want you guys to just hear me sound ridiculous. And I just really want to learn Tagalog. It's been on my list of things that I want to do. I think it is amazing that she does these, by the way. Okay.
When meeting someone new, it's best to use
Okay.
Let's learn Tagalog with SB19.
Hoy! Ayaw nila pansinin.
Okay, and you guys gotta tell me if I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, let me know who the girl on Patreon is so I can go follow her, and I'll watch them. We'll watch them on the next one. You guys got to tell me if I'm saying this stuff right or if I need to work on my pronunciation, okay?
Hoy po!
This was from their 1000 times go up dance practice vlog and has since become a unique greeting among 18. If you've watched that vlog, you probably know what that means, but let's break it down even more.
Hoy!
Hoy is an informal way of catching someone's attention. Very much like the English hey. While it's not necessarily rude, it can come across as informal or annoyed or scolding, depending on the context and how you say it. Saying it with friends is fine, but you definitely wouldn't want to say it at your superiors or seniors. Pop quiz. With whom can you use hoy?
C.
Correct answer? Your close friends, not your boss or your elders. This is why Pablo goes, and so Justin amends it with,
Hoy po!
po is used to communicate respect. Attach it to anything and it immediately becomes polite, as long as you actually are sincerely trying to be polite with your manners, tone of voice, and facial expression. You can even attach it to English phrases if you don't know a lot of Tagalog yet. You can say, hello po,
Hello po.
good morning po,
Good morning po!
thank you po,
Thank you po.
yes po, no po.
Yes po, super po.
Listening challenge. In this next clip, try to listen for these two phrases.
Okay, so we got po and hoy. Hoy kind of seems like both like a semi greeting and then also an expression. Like when he was falling, it was like hoy 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 hoy. So like he was falling. And then po is a sign of respect added to whatever you're saying. Is that what I'm gathering? Right. So like if you're saying thank you, it would be salamat po, right? Is that how you say it? Salamat? Salamat po? Okay. I will make a note of that and go look after we get off of here. You're the real one. Thank you. Okay.
Salamat po,
Hey,
which is thank you in Tagalog.
salamat
Thank you
po.
po, which is a combination of the English thank you and po. Ready? Let's go. How many did you count? Let me know in the comments. When meeting someone new, it's best to use po to default to respect, even if they look younger than you. In my opinion, po should be one of the first things you learn in Filipino. When pronouncing po, you'll want to put a glottal stop at the end. It means that your throat closes right over here. Po. It's not po, but po. Po. If you're an English speaker, you already use the glottal stop in words like what, cut, or can.
What?
The glottal stop is in the expression uh-oh. Feel what your throat does between the two syllables. That's the glottal stop. In Tagalog, you'll see it a lot too. For example, in nicknames. Justin's nickname is not Ja, it's Ja. Ja. The word for yes is oo, and the word for no, hindi. So when you say po, remember the glottal stop at the end. Po. Po. Ja. The word for yes is oo, and the word for no, hindi. So when you say po, remember the glottal stop at the end. Po. Po. Let's practice. Try saying these phrases after me. Hello po.
Hello po. Right? When I'm learning a new language, I feel so silly at first because like pronunciation is a big thing for me. And so like if I'm not pronoun pronouncing something right, I can't even speak English right now. Then I get very internally embarrassed, which is silly because it's like I don't speak the language, obviously, and I'm learning, right? Like you got to practice to learn, but I'm telling you, Own worst enemy right here. Like I get on myself. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying. So, hello po. Good morning po. Thank you po. Okay, I see what she means about the thing in the throat though. You don't even realize you're doing that until someone tells you to do it, and then you're like,
Hello po. Hello po. Good morning po.
"Good morning po.
Good morning po. Good morning po.
Morning po."
Thank you po. Thank you po. Thank you po. Now try answering these questions on your own using po. What's your name? Who's your bias in SB19?
I already started laughing when I tried to do it. Okay.
Thank you po.
Come on.
Thank you po.
I got this.
Now try answering these questions on your own using po. What's your name?
Presley po.
Who's your bias in SB19?
Josh po.
Where are you from?
Los Angeles po.
So back to hoy po. It's combining the very informal hoy and the very polite po. Hoy po. You can say it among 18 and get nods of approval, but maybe don't use it with people who don't get the reference, or else you're probably gonna get weird looks.
Hoy po!
Try using po with any of your 18 friends and see what they say. Let me know in the comments when you do.
Hoy po!
Are there any Tagalog words that SB19 say that you can't quite wrap your head around? Drop it in the comments and we might cover it in the next video. Bye-bye po!
Bye-bye po. Salamat po. Salamat was the first word I learned just because of the song, the SLMT. Is her name Sally? You're amazing, you're beautiful, and thank you for doing these videos because I'm going to go through every single one and try and learn. All right. So I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to head to bed for the night because it is 9:30 at night here. Should we do greetings, kinship terms, or how to introduce yourself? What do you guys think? Which one? Thank you. I felt so silly, but like I have to make myself do it so I feel less silly. It is my goal to take a trip out there and be able to speak. Even though I know a lot of people speak English, but I want to be able to also understand, Tagalog. Okay, so poll, guys. Should we do kinship terms, everyday greetings, or how to introduce yourself? Introductions. Okay, I guess that's a good one for me. Learn how to introduce myself. And it's got Stell's beautiful face on it.
I started my degree in 1986. 30 years later, decided to complete my goals, earning my degree.
Let's learn Tagalog with SB19.
Look at her cute background. I love it.
Let's learn Tagalog with SB19.
Tagalog.
Ako nga po pala si Josh Cullen.
Ako, si Stel.
Ako po si Pablo! Ako naman si Justin! Ako naman si Ken.
Taga Lakewood.
If SB19 were to introduce themselves to you right now, would you know how to reply in Tagalog? By the end of this video, you'll be able to introduce yourself using conversational Tagalog by saying your name, where you're from, and a little something about yourself. Hello po! Ako po si Sarah. Join me in breaking down everyday Tagalog using fun clips and lyrics from the P-pop group SB19.
Ako po si Justin.
Let's start with the most important part of any introduction, your name. If you've ever looked up how to introduce yourself in Tagalog, you might have encountered this sentence. Ang pangalan ko ay Sarah. It means my name is Sarah. It's commonly used in formal settings like schools or official events. But if you're going to introduce yourself to a new friend or fellow fan at a concert, it's more conversational to say. It means my name is. If you ever looked up how to introduce yourself in Tagalog, you might have encountered this sentence. Ang pangalan ko ay Sarah.
Ang pangalan ko ay ang pangalan ko ay Presley. Am I saying that right? Ang pangalan ko.
Of any introduction, your name.
I want to listen to her
If you've ever
pronunciation.
looked up how to introduce yourself in Tagalog, you might have encountered this sentence. Ang pangalan ko ay
Ang
Sarah.
pangalan ko
It means my name is Sarah. It's commonly used in formal settings like schools or official events. But if you're going to introduce yourself to a new friend or fellow fan at a concert, it's more conversational to say, Ako po si Sarah. Ako po si Sarah.
Ako
It
po
means
si
I'm
Presley.
Sarah. The word po is what we use in Tagalog to show respect, especially when you're talking to someone
Ako po
older
si
or
Presley.
someone you don't really know yet. You'll hear it a lot in polite conversation. I have a video about that. I'll link it up here and in the description box below so that you can check it out. Ako po si Sarah.
Ako po
Now let's see
si
how
Presley.
SB19 says it.
Ako po si Justin. Ako po si Justin. Ako po si Justin.
Ako po si Stel. Ako po si Stel. Ako po si Stel from SB19.
Can you try saying it out loud with your own name? I'll go first. Ako po si Sarah.
Ako po si Presley.
Ako po si Sarah.
Ako po si Presley.
You might also hear a few variations of this. One variation, or some might say the original version, is to not use po. Ako si Sarah. This can be okay if the person you're speaking with is the same age or younger than you, or not in any kind of authority over you. For example, in the TV show The Voice Generations, Stel was in a position of authority as a coach. Let's see how he introduces himself in this teaser.
Ako si Stel.
Another variation is for when we're in a group and we're introducing ourselves one after the other. If someone introduced themselves before me, I would say, Ako naman si Sarah. Ako naman si Sarah. It means something like, and
Ako
I'm
naman
Sarah.
si Presley.
The word naman in this specific sentence means something like and or as for me. Let's listen to how Pablo, Justin, and Ken introduce themselves in succession.
Ako po si Pablo! Ako naman si Justin! Ako naman si Ken! We are!
You might also hear some.
Okay. How am I doing so far, guys? Hello, Celia. I love your profile picture. I'm loving. Thank you for the claps. I really need them because I feel so silly sometimes. Hello, Celia. Hello. Okay, wait. I forgot it already. Ako po. Ako po si Presley. Yeah.
One add in extra words like, Ako nga pala si Sarah. Or, Ako nga po pala si Sarah. The words nga pala in this usage.
Na pala. So is the G silent? Ako na pala. Ako na pala. Ako na po pala si Sarah. Na pala. So she doesn't pronounce the G.
Sarah. Or, ako nga po pala si Sarah. The words nga pala in this usage
Kind of pronounces the G in her throat. I don't know if I can do that.
means by the way. It gives the feeling of I've already performed one song, but oh yeah, I'll introduce myself.
Ako nga po pala si Josh Cullen.
These are all variations. When in doubt, or if you want to keep it simple, you can go with ako po si Sarah. Ako po si Sarah. Let's practice. I'll go first, and then you can introduce yourself with your name.
Okay.
Ready? Ako po si Sarah.
Ako po si Presley.
Ako po si Sarah.
Ako po si Presley.
If you've made it this far, introduce yourself in the comments. Ako po si... Ako po si...
Ako
Score
po
up to
si
60%
Presley.
off at Michael's lowest prices of the season in-store and online today.
Unlock more with Disney Plus, Hulu, and all of ESPN by stepping into the...
Okay.
Ako si Philip, taga Lakewood.
After you say your name, you might want to share a little something about yourself, like where you're from. Me, I'm from Manila, so I can say, taga Manila po ako. Taga Manila po ako.
Taga Manila,
Taga Manila po ako.
Ah.
If you don't want to use your city, you can use your state or your country, like taga California po ako. Taga California po ako.
Taga California po ako.
Or taga Taiwan po ako. Taga Taiwan po ako.
Taga California
Taga
po.
California po ako.
Ako.
Taga Taiwan po ako.
So she
Let's
doesn't say
do a
ako, it's
listening
ako.
challenge. In the next
Ako.
clip, Philip introduces himself with
says
his
the K
name
different.
and his hometown. He breaks up the sentence. Let's do a listening challenge. In the next clip, Philip introduces po ako.
Ako.
Taga California po ako. Taga Taiwan po
Po
ako.
ako.
Let's do a listening challenge.
There's like a...
In the next clip, Philip introduces himself with his name and his hometown. He breaks up the sentence a little bit though, so listen closely.
Ako si Philip, taga Lakewood. Ako si Philip, taga Lakewood. Ako si Philip, taga Lakewood.
He said ano as a filler or stall word like In any case, the sentence is still there. Taga Lakewood ako. Let's practice. I'll go first, and then you can say out loud where you're from. Remember to use po for respect. Ready? Taga Manila po ako.
Taga California po ako.
Taga Manila po ako.
Taga California po
If you've made it this far, introduce yourself.
The ako is messing me up because like when she does it with the accent, the K sounds different. Like the NG in helping. Okay. Thank you. I'm telling you, I'm stubborn and I won't quit. I'll keep trying. I might feel silly, but I'm gonna do it.
In the comments using your name and where you're from. For me, it would be, ako po si Sarah. Taga Manila po ako. How about
So
for me, it would be, ako po si
ako po si Presley. Taga California po ako.
Sarah. Taga Manila po ako. How about you? Especially if you're international 18, I'd love to see you rep your country. Now, aside from your name and where you're from, you can also share another thing that you identify with. For example, as an 18, I'll say, 18 po ako. 18 po ako. You can
18
replace
po ako.
18 with your job or your nationality, for example. If you're a teacher, you can say, teacher po ako. Teacher po ako. If
Lawyer
you're
po ako.
Indonesian, you can say, Indonesian po ako.
Working on it. Law
Indonesian
student
po
po
ako.
ako.
Think of something that you identify with and try saying it out loud. I'll go first. 18 po ako.
Law student po ako.
Okay, if you've made it this far, introduce yourself in the comments with your name, where you're from, and something that you identify with. For me, it'll be, ako po si Sarah.
Ako po si Presley. Taga California po ako. Taga California po ako. Law student po ako.
Taga Manila po ako. 18 po ako. How about you? Try saying it out loud or maybe record a video. If you do, please tag me. I'd love to see it. Before we wrap up,
Someone
let's
tag
talk
her in
about
this
some
video.
culture notes. In textbooks or Google Translate, you might encounter this sentence. Ikinagagalak kitang makilala. It's a translation of I'm pleased to meet you, and it is very, very formal. It is not commonly used in daily conversation. If you'd like to start off or end your introduction, you can use Kumusta po? How are you?
Kamusta? Ako si Pablo.
I have a video about greetings and expressions. I'll link it up here and in the description box so you can check it out. And then during introductions, what do we do with our hands? For the casual context of meeting new friends, you can wave, smile, or nod as you probably would in other cultures. If someone initiates a handshake, you can go with it and do a soft bow. If you're coming from a culture where handshakes, even between friends, are done with a firm grip, be aware that in the Philippines, handshakes are much softer. Very firm handshakes can be intimidating outside of business contexts. And if your friend
Oh, that's a good thing because I always get made fun of for having a very feminine handshake. I'm like, I'm sorry that I don't shake like a man. Like,
does the mano po gesture to an elder, you may do the same. Nonverbal greetings can vary per
what's the handshake for the elder? Is it like it's a shake and a like a head bump thing? Is that what they were doing?
mano po gesture to an elder, you may do the same. Nonverbal greetings can vary per group, so
Is that for every elder? Or is that like just like an elder that you're familiar with?
make sure to observe what the others around you are doing. Great work, 18. Now, I want to hear from you if you've made it this far. Comment down below with your full introduction. Mine would go like this. Ako po si Sarah. Taga Manila po ako. 18 po ako. Kumusta po? If you'd like an extra challenge, record a video of yourself using your full introduction. Post it on your socials and tag me so that I can cheer you on. I'm excited to meet you and celebrate your progress. What Tagalog phrase would you like to learn next? Comment below. Ingat po! Bye-bye po!
Okay, well, she's adorable. I love her. It's okay, there's a lot of accents here. There's approximately 175 dialects here. I mean, the US is no better. Our there we go. Our language thing is all over the place. Elder that you know. Okay. So the head bump thing is for like elders you're familiar with. Lawyer has mamba in it in Tagalog. Mamba batas. Batas is law. Mamba batas. Am I saying that right? Like mamba, like the black mamba, like like the Kobe, the snake. Mamba batas. And is there any like gendered thing to it, or is it just one word? Like I know when I learn Spanish. Like there's a lot of like L for masculine and then like la for feminine. Does Tagalog have stuff like that, or is it just kind of gender neutral? Just that. Okay. So I am the mama batas in training. All right. I'll have to redo my reading. Mamba batas. Oh wait. Oh no, we're changing it. Mary's coming in. Hi, Mary. Mamba batas is lawmaker. So lawmaker like a judge or like a politician like Congress. Um, abogado is lawyer, and then batas is law. Am I saying that right? Abogado or abo abogado? I'm a fake feel. Girl, I'm the fake. What are you talking about? I am Irish and French. My mother's side of the family hails from Ireland. My dad's side of the family came to America from Bordeaux, France in the 1700s. So ga, go hard with the ga. So what's hard? Like ga? Avocado? Like a is that I'm trying to think like hard in my head. Like exactly, like someone in Congress who proposed bills. Okay. I got asked if I wanted to do that. Like one of the first things they ask you in law school is like if you want to go into like practice, like being an attorney, or if you want to go into public interest and like public service and politics. And anyone that looks at American politics, like I was like, no, I'll go to I'll just be a lawyer. Avocado? I feel so silly. I think like when you hear stuff like I enjoyed listening to Sarah pronounce the stuff because it would give me a better understanding of how it's supposed to be said. Stress it. You're good. We're up here watching me make a fool of myself, okay? Like you're fine. I appreciate you guys teaching me. I didn't know there was a I mean, obviously there's probably a word for lawyer, right? But I didn't know. Avocado. Okay. Abogado, avocado. Okay, I can do that. I love avocados. Excuse me. Texas allergies have had me dying this last week too. On top of everything else I've had going on, allergies have been killing me. All right, guys, it is 10 p.m. here, so I think I'm gonna go nighty night. But I had a really good time hanging out with you guys. You guys are. I look forward to this at the end of every week, especially because things have been so stressful, and I've had such a mental kerflunk going on upstairs. Um, I just appreciate you guys hanging out with me because this is like I've been looking forward to it all week. Like, okay, just get to Friday and I can hang out with the 18 and watch videos, practice my Tagalog, and get prepped for my trip one day. um, I will have a video coming out this weekend. And then I wanted to announce it on here too. Oh, wait. Similar with Spanish, some words is correlating with gender. Most words for women ends with A and O for man. Abogado and abogada. Okay. Yeah, see, I was wondering that. You do not want to hear me speak Spanish, though, because I cannot roll my R's and I sound extremely Caucasian when I say it. I sound very white. But, and for the next one, I always do put a post. If you check my YouTube, I'll put a post. I'm trying to do the streams every Friday. Well, Friday night for me, Saturday morning if you're in the Philippines. And then I usually put a post a couple on the YouTube a couple hours before. So I'll say that I'm going live at 8 p.m. Central, whatever time, Manila time, to let people know. But I hope you get notified too. I'm thinking it's because of the StreamYard thing. As soon as I get all my fancy equipment set up, I'll be streaming straight through YouTube, so it should notify you then. Make sure the notification bell thing's clicked. I don't know if that matters. I know everyone always says that in their outros. So, what was I saying? Oh, I wanted to tell you guys at the end of the stream that I have a very special reel that I've been working on for weeks. Like, I wrote out a script, I planned it, I'm editing a bunch of stuff together. It's a fun little reel that I've had in my mind for forever. And I'm still new to the editing thing, so it's taking me a while, but I've put a lot of heart and soul into it. So that's gonna be coming out soon. And it's kind of my SB19 story put into a reel, the quick version. But I thought that might be a nice way to get more people over to the channel too, and tell them my insane story. Maybe SB19 will see my insane story and see that they have a fan after a couple weeks. And I'd love to run into Justin's mom again too, because she was a sweetheart. So on the next stream, we're doing the last two videos from Casual Chuck with I believe we still gotta do Josh and Justin. I'm really curious to hear Justin's story because I don't know much about Justin just in general. Like, I know a little bit about Stell. I know a bit about Josh. I knew a couple things about Ken, but Ken is very private just in a general sense. So there's not, he keeps a lot to himself. I liked getting to know more about Pablo because I didn't know much about Pablo either. So yeah. Can't comprehend how you're juggling everything. By the will of God. Not very easily, but I'm trying. I'm trying. A lot of time management and doing things throughout the week that I enjoy so that it's not just work. Because if I just cram law school everything into all hours of every day, I will lose my mind. So I've tried to add stuff that I like, and that's why I said I look forward to doing this every week. This is like my goal, get through the week of school so I can sit here and hang out with you guys and watch SB19 videos because this is my stress relief. Like today we had a mentorship clinic too, so I had to where we sit and we hang out with like other lawyers and they give us advice and stuff. So you got to dress all formal and you got to put on the show, and I'm kind of peppy and I'm kind of, so I can have a hard time sometimes like putting on the business face or whatever because I'm very happy go lucky and peppy, and putting on the politically correct can be a little rough for me sometimes because I just like to I like to joke around. I like to have a good time. So those kind of situations are very stressful for me. And then wearing a suit. I'm still getting used to wearing a suit. Oh, so Mary's the Pablo export. Export. I can't speak English today either, apparently. Mary's the Pablo expert. Um, so we said last time, because you were asking me about the bias, you said Josh was your bias wrecker, so is Pablo your bias then? Dang it. If there's a will, there's a way. I remember when I discovered SB19, I'm on my last year in college, plus full-time job and fangirling. Even I don't know how I survived that. I really like someone in the comments that said like SB19 finds you at the right time, and I really feel like they did. And that's kind of what the reel is dedicated to. It's kind of thanking the 18 for being so amazing to me, thanking SB19 for being them, and um and then kind of just a brief um replay of my story and how I found them. But doing this has been life changing for me. This is the first time that like I'm close to being able to make an income on YouTube, which before I became an 18, I had like 20 subscribers, legit like 24. And then found SB19, and I think you guys have me at like 1,200 subscribers now, which is insane. Like I never that was a dream a couple years ago. I'm a I love that. Um, I liked watching the Ken video because the fried chicken reference finally made sense. Um, but yeah, you guys have changed my world, and in such an awesome way. I've had the best time, and getting to know you guys and you guys getting to know me, like building this friendship and camaraderie is what I have always dreamed to have for this channel, and to be developing it now and getting it is so big. Like it's I can't even describe it. I don't have words, but it just makes me so happy because this is what I've always wanted, is to use this YouTube to develop a community of people and us hang out and get to know each other and exchange cultures and music and everything else. And SB19 brought it all together. So I'm very thankful for you guys. And so that's going to be essentially the reel that's coming out. So look for it. It sounds cringe, but yes, they really helped me a lot. Girl, it ain't cringe. Music is it's a way of bringing people together. It really is. It tells stories, it brings people together, it helps you know you're not alone. Like music is a wonderful, beautiful thing. And yeah, just none of it is cringe. Girl, I paid an exorbitant amount of money to go to that show in Anaheim after knowing this band for like what I bought that ticket that day after watching 2 music videos. So I had known them for approximately an hour. But something in my like I'm big on intuition, and something in my intuition told me to buy it. And it was the last ticket. So I was like, well, I guess we're going. And it was the best show I've ever been to. And now look at all of this that I've gotten because of it. Like I truly believe, to go full circle on what I was originally saying, I truly believe SB19 finds you when they're meant to find you. I think all of it was fate and meant to happen for some reason. I don't know the entire scale of the reason yet. You know, I'm not the big man upstairs. That's for him to let me know at some point. But I truly believe it happened for a reason, and I'm so glad you guys are here. So now that I'm off my soapbox, I'm gonna go to bed and wash all this makeup off my face because it is still Texas summer and it is sweaty and it is gross, and my hair, no matter how many times I put chemicals and stuff in it, is still, and yeah, so I need to shower. You beautiful ladies have a wonderful rest of your day slash night, depending on where you're at. Whoever's watching, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And apparently hit the notification bell because YouTube doesn't like to tell people when I'm live. Look out for the post because I do post a couple hours before I'm about to go live. Um, So have a great rest of your week, guys. We will get through this together. And yeah, thank you for being here.